we're back with Tina McGraw on Born Before 64, and I want to have to apologize to you. I have a problem with names sometimes, so forgive me.
It's all right.
But it's always important to say the right name,
Thank
correct?
you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Not a problem.
And you know, it comes from tisane, Tisane, which is a French word for a healing tonic.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's important.
And it is an old Celtic name as well.
It's an old Celtic name. It's funny because a very, very good friend of mine from Ireland, his name is Swan David Montgomery. He had a Celtic band, still does have it. And I was so fortunate, my husband and I were so fortunate to go to Ireland. I love Celtic music. And when did you get into being a Celtic artist?
Oh, when I started doing massage. So when I was going to massage school, I'm hearing all this wonderful music.
Right.
And frequently was attracted to harp music.
How hard is the harp?
It's like a piano. So
Right.
usually if I tell people that, they begin to realize it's not that hard. I mean, yes, it can become very hard.
Because your hands have to be a little bit on the edges because
Sensitized, yeah.
Right,
'Cause
right.
you're
I
feeling-
used to play the piano and I used to play the violin, so I remember certain finger movements. But how long did it take you, because you're a musician, how long did it take you to learn the harp?
Well, I started in, I think, 92 to start playing the harp because I realized I couldn't play rock and roll anymore and be a massage therapist. It just wasn't working for me. So,
I can understand that.
and I do still play with, friends of mine. I do still play bass and do things
I
like that.
love rock and roll,
Yeah.
but that's
Good
just
stuff.
me. But I love
good
the harp too.
So I just, I have a folk harp or a Celtic harp, small harp.
Yes.
So,
So how often do you play?
I just finished playing the Ohio Renaissance Festival.
Which is one of my favorites in the world, but I haven't been in a few years.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my friends, an artist there, who's a paper artist who makes paper. And the Renaissance Fair is just so gorgeous.
Lots going on there.
And a lot going on.
Yeah.
So that's how long? 15 days, or how long is it? 15?
No, I guess, is that right? 8 weekends plus a day. Yes.
Oh, yeah. So
plus,
it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it
packed. How was it this year?
We had record-breaking crowds this year.
Is it because of the weather?
We think it's because more people know about it. Is what's
Right,
thought.
and they want to get back to nature with this
Yeah,
Renaissance.
it's wonderful
isn't it?
fun.
Do you dress the part?
Well, you have to.
You have to.
You have to.
So what's your costume like? Well, tell me what your costume
Well, I'm an
like.
Irish bard, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Really?
So,
So have you been to Ireland a few times?
only once.
What did you do when you went to Ireland? Can I ask, where did you go?
Oh, all around.
I did too. Did you go to the
It's
Ring of Fire? Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't that awesome?
Yeah, it's a wonderful place.
I actually got to go on the actual government tour because I'm still a travel agent, and we did the bus tour, which I loved because you got both sides of Ireland. And what I found out about my family, Tisa, I have to let you know that my great-grandmother was from Northern Ireland.
So was mine.
What?
Well,
Right.
not my great-grandmother, but families.
Right, family. So going to Northern Ireland was really something else for me.
Yeah.
And she was an Irish Catholic. That was really even more surprising to me, right? But what did you love the most about Ireland and your roots?
Well, the music, of course, but also connecting with the whole idea of the fairies. I mean, the Irish just accept that the fairies are part of their history.
That's right.
So, in talking about Celtic shamanism, because I know Carolyn did mention that, you know, so it's the whole thing of connecting with that earthy quality.
Right. How long did it take you to learn about that part of it?
Oh, I'm still learning.
You're still learning.
I consider myself still learning about all that.
Do you know what's really amazing to me is how green Ireland really is. And we went in May, and I have to tell you, the Ring of Fire was so gorgeous. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's funny because Ireland is accepting.
It is. Very
First
accepting.
generation, second generation, and they're encouraging people to emigrate to Ireland. One of my really good friends is Joe Stipez, Martin Sheen's youngest brother, and he is by far one of the Irish guys that his mother was Irish and his father was from Spain. And they're from Dayton, Ohio originally. And he's just, I swear he is an elf. I really believe that.
Well, certainly people have those very, very, earthy connections.
Yeah.
They do.
He's kind of a little walking angel, I call him.
Yeah.
And the funny part about it is he's my size. So I'm 5'3.5". That's about where he is. So I can hug, you can hug those people. And I felt that the Irish were so sweet.
Yeah.
And they were so giving. I mean, I lived in England for almost 7 years. So I had Irish friends and I had English friends. And I think that you find a different situation when you go there, right?
Yeah. I think
How long ago was it?
Oh, it's been a while now. I think I went in 98, something like that. So yeah, it's been a while.
Right, would you like to go back?
Would love to go back, yes.
Right.
In the
perform
meantime,
there,
yeah,
maybe? And
yeah,
perform?
I don't think I want to perform. There's so many amazingly talented people.
Oh, wow.
I'd rather listen and absorb.
Right.
Yeah.
So you must watch PBS and you must love the Celtic singers.
Oh, I certainly do. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I would love to be in that area where they're performing, right? Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about what's happening with you here. Let's talk a little bit more about the one that you do, the storytelling.
Storytelling.
Right. Let's talk about that.
So part of what we're going to do with storytelling at the Country Lodge is we're going to work with the whole thing of coming to the end of the Celtic year, a Halloween, Samhain, and at that time, people tend to want to tell stories about their ancestors or tell ghost stories, as we like to talk about. And so it's just a really good opportunity for us to connect with our ways that we've brushed up against the unseen world. So it's a wonderful opportunity for people to talk about mysteries and kind of discover those parts of themselves that are longing to come forward and have a chance to express that.
Well, actually, I have to share something with you. One of the films I just finished was called Niemand, which is almost kind of a spirit ghost story in a sense. But actually, one of the filmmakers does ghost adventures. And I lived in a haunted house in England that was back from the 15th century.
Oh, boy.
And actually, the first day that I lived there, the doors and the windows went up and down. And the cats went crazy. And it went on, after we did the history of the house, it went on the haunted house tours in England, because it was in Suffolk. And it was amazing because we had really changed everything in the house. So we had disturbed everything. So that there was a tunnel through the house. After I did the history of the house, there was a tunnel from an abbey. And during the Reformation, and during Cromwell's time, they used to go into the tunnels to the church. And so they walled it off. So when we came into the house, there hadn't been done anything in about 50 years. So we disturbed a lot. And that was hard for me to handle. My children saw it too. But there's some people in our family that didn't believe. But that's all right.
It is all right.
I can deal with that.
It is.
Right? So you do find stuff like that, right, in the storytelling?
Exactly. Yes. And I am one of those people who works with some of those things. So hearing various spirits, let's say, but coming up into close contact with the unseen world, right? And so allowing people to talk about those experiences helps us to discover that the unseen world isn't as far away.
It's not scary.
No, and it doesn't have to be scary.
If you make it scary, it will be.
Hollywood made it scary.
Yeah, I know. And on that note, I need to take a short break,
Right.
Tisa, and we'll be right back with Tina McGraw.
Thank you.
And on Born Before 64 after these important messages.